your political theater to Texas.
This is not about political theater.
And it was more political theater than anything.
It's nothing more than pure political theater.
It's pure political theater.
Y'all, okay. We're here. I don't know how, but we are here. Good to see everyone. We are gonna have Dr. Hall. I just want to quickly I couldn't do Friday. I was just not doing well last week. I was in a very serious mental health crisis. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, my shit was real fucked up. I was really messed up. I didn't know my up from my down, and I wasn't quite sure I was gonna make it, but my friends, people who love me, came through for me and took good care of me this weekend. So I'm here. I'm here, y'all. I'm here for now. And I feel good having it reiterated that, there's people that care for me, and when I'm in need, they'll be there. So that was affirming. And so I just, I'm always going to be honest with y'all. Like, stuff be going and it be going, and the stuff just be going. We're going to add our friend Dr. Hall to the stage. Let's see. How are you doing, Dr. Hall?
Doing pretty well. How are you today?
Dr. Hall, I can barely hear you. Can you turn up your volume, maybe? Can you speak into the microphone, Dr. Hall?
I am speaking into the microphone. Hold on.
Okay, can you all hear Dr. Hall? I think he was trying to I don't know, you tired, Dr. Hall? What's happening?
No. You can't hear me?
Well, now I can hear you. I'm just saying it was a little on the low side. I was just saying, can you maybe project a little bit? Can you put a little emphasis?
I'm projecting emphasis on the syllables. Yes, I am.
They can hear you. Okay, great. So listen, folks.
But a little low.
So listen, folks. There's a lot going on.
So much.
There's so much going on. Dr. Hall, did you get a chance to look at the docket?
I have had a chance to examine the docket briefly.
Wow. Let's all celebrate that Dr. Hall looked at the docket this time, because he usually does not. All right. So listen. Let me close some of these tabs. Too much going on here. Let's talk about No King's Day.
No King's Day.
Talk about No King's Day, Dr. Hall?
Yes, we can absolutely talk about the turnout of No King's Day.
So what are your thoughts on No King's Day, Dr. Hall?
All movements have to start somewhere, and if they start with people putting themselves outside in blow-up costumes and parading with signs, I think starting something is better than doing nothing.
Dr. Hall says starting something is better than doing nothing, and I appreciate that. Actually, you got to begin somewhere.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's a good way to think about things, right, Dr. Hall?
Serial optimist over here.
And we respect it. This ain't the first No King's protest, though. Or
no, it's the second, I think.
It's not the first No King's Day, right?
Yeah, second.
Okay. And so the last No King's Day, they told us that it was an entry point for people who don't protest or don't know anything about this. To the people who are finally waking up to the fact that the United States is a genocidal, racist, enslaving, murderous, torturous nation that is run by some of the most violent imperialists known to mankind ever. Since some people just started realizing that, I guess, Dr. Hall, you're saying that they need an entryway.
Yes.
They got to start somewhere.
But
it wasn't the first No King's Day. That wasn't the starting point.
And then start again until you get it right.
Okay. Thank you, KT, for posting that. Please hit that like button if you are coming in. Instagram, what up? There's a bunch of you on Instagram. We always welcome you to join us over on YouTube because we have the chat. I can't share the Instagram comments to what we're doing here. So I love when you all come over here. I can stream over there, but like I can't really integrate your comments, and sometimes I forget you all are over there. But I'm being honest, Dr. Hall. But I want to welcome you to come join us in YouTube and be in the chat. If you are in the chat on YouTube, please hit that like button. So I'm
Gotta
not
start somewhere.
okay. So you're basically saying I can't talk bad about.
No, I didn't say that at all. I mean, did I say at any point that more shouldn't be done? No, more should definitely be done. They should get to something. Something should happen. Someone should have maybe an agenda that's more than just standing around outside and being a presence. Maybe demands or requests. Maybe requests of the power structure.
Okay, well, let's watch what Fox News had to say, because they were kind of shady. I watch all kinds of news, folks.
You watch all the news.
I watch all the news. I have to.
All the news.
Like, why wouldn't we? Okay, hold on. Let's share.
Sanity.
Yeah, let's watch all of this.
Sanity.
I gotta watch it all.
It's probably very healthy. A lot of these people look like they don't get out very much. I think that that's a very positive step. We want it.
Why did that just?
We got a
Why
lag.
am I spooling? Dr. Hall, did you break my internet?
I did not touch your internet.
Okay, here we
the
go.
Maha movement.
Yeah.
Get them moving, move around. It's better than, maybe even better than pickleball. But I do think it's kind of interesting for a group of people that spend all their time yelling at us about what is it, diversity, inclusion, and equity. They have a real diversity problem at these rallies. It's like a sea. You'll be in Chicago and it's a sea of white people. It's all old white people, to the point that even like leftists, like MSNBC was calling them Q-tips because of all their white hair.
Damn.
It's also a boomer thing.
It's a boomer thing.
Oh, man.
Angry boomer.
Older, angry white boomers. By the way, here's the list of
Shot over the bow.
Elected officials that were there. I mean, these were some pretty big names. You have Blumenthal, Pritzker, Schumer, Doug Emhoff got off the couch and came down for the rally too. You know what's interesting, Griff, is the whole concept, no king.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted y'all to.
Shade. They were throwing the shade.
Shade on the table, Dr. Hall. Like the shade.
So much shade. So
was
much shade.
palpable.
Palpable shade. Hey, suddenly, Fox News seems to know when a room's full of white people. When did they learn that they could do that? Because I feel like they are in a lot of rooms full of white people that they never discuss openly.
Never seem to notice. Suddenly.
They're aware of the whiteness that's all about them.
All right.
Wow. I didn't know they had gained that ability in the last, week?
I want us to watch what was it Midas Touch calls him MAGA Mike Johnson. I want us to watch what he said, because he had some thoughts as well. And I just thought that it was interesting. So let's watch Mike Johnson here.
For a big party out on the National Mall. They're going to descend on our Capitol for their much anticipated so-called No Kings rally. We refer to
lagging again. They're not going to let you be great today,
America rally. You're going to bring together the Marxists, the socialists, the Antifa advocates, the anarchists, and the pro-Hamas wing of the far-left Democrat Party. That is the modern Democratic Party.
But Independent Senator Bernie Sanders says the rallies.
Dr. Hall, if all those people were there, I would have been there.
Yeah, no, you're a card-carrying member of the Marxist Party.
I am a card-carrying member of Antifa.
Right. You go to the meetings.
That's actually a plug, Dr. Hall. I got the merch. We got merch.
Well, there you go.
We got
read
merch.
The
I'm wearing the merch. I'm wearing the Read the Article merch.
Right. Where's the Antifa all along hat? Do you got one of those?
Oh, I don't have hats.
No.
I don't wear hats like that.
Yeah.
I don't wear hats
shirts.
like
there
that.
Are shirts.
I do. But you guys can scan that. If you're
scan the code.
Home, put that QR code, take you right there. Or it's feministajones.com/merch. You can get all stuff.
Yeah.
We got Antifa. We got the Antifa Inc. shirts. We had a meeting on Sunday. I wore my Antifa shirt.
There you go. Did they have snacks? They have the best snacks at the Antifa meetings.
Okay, so a couple of things that happened. What were you going to say? Go ahead.
I was going to say, so I've been doing a lot of research on some stuff for my own personal amusement and a book I'm writing. And it's fascinating because I just read a book from the like 1950s and how often back then they used to like, hey, everybody's a Marxist, a communist. The Democrats are a dirty word. And it's just fascinating how it's all come back around, right? We're doing that again in the 2025s. It just took what, 60 something years, 70 something years.
It's McCarthyism again.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's pointing fingers. Everybody's labeling people as something that they're not. So this is what Donald Trump said. Now, Tiffany, I saw in the comments that you said that he was ticked off, that Trump was ticked off and he had the AI thing or whatever. Trump had nothing to do with that AI video. Somebody just gave it to him. He posted it, or maybe one of his people posted it on his
Stephen
thing.
Miller. Stephen Miller puts together a series of clips to lull Donald Trump to his to make him happy. And among those are just a cacophony of AI videos, some of which he's allowed to choose during his perusal to post at his social media. But I'm pretty sure they're just feeding him these clips to make him happy and to keep him sedated. I kind of like
this idea of Antifa bonnets.
You should do that. That's totally.
I gotta look into making some Antifa bonnets now.
Right.
Thanks for the idea. But this is what he said, folks. This is straight from Donald Trump.
Straight from
from his mouth. I think it's a joke. I looked at the people. They're not representative of this country. I look at all the brand new signs. I guess it was paid for by Soros and other radical left lunatics. The demonstrations were very small, very ineffective, and the people were whacked out. Will you look at those people? Those are not representative of the people of this country. Donald Trump don't give a...
No.
He doesn't care.
Doesn't give a fig. He doesn't give a flying fig about the people of the country.
He does not care.
Let them eat cake.
And this is important to understand. Okay, Donald Trump basically was like, okay, which is what I said would happen. I wasn't trying to be shady, but I just want people to realize and remember that he does not care about any of this. I was trying to warn people. I was here last time. I was trying to warn people before. You did. I said, listen, you guys are gathering together and all they're doing is scanning your faces, siphoning information off your phones, getting the drop on what's next, right? Because people are actually planning their next steps out in the open in front of other people. So I'm like, they're all sitting there, they're plants. Some of the people online, I was like, these are the ops, these are the feds, guys. Like, they're telling you not to wear masks. First of all, COVID is rapidly spreading again, and they're not letting us know this.
Hey, measles is out there now. You might want to.
Measles is also out there.
You might not want to get the rubella. Let's be serious.
Like everything, fucking whooping cough is back. Okay, like we got rid of whooping cough.
Right.
That the whole chicken pox is about to come back. Now Gen X got rid of chicken pox.
Well, for Gen X we did, but not for Gen Z.
And it's gonna come back because they won't get the damn vaccines. Now, friends, I am not vaccinated against chicken pox. I didn't know this until I was much older. First of all, I never got the chicken pox, so I thought I was vaccinated.
Clean.
My mother sent me. She sent me to a chicken pox party. Young people back in the day when there was a disease that would break out in the community, they put all the kids together to make sure they all got it to get some herd immunity going. And it was like everybody's going to have it at the same time. Keep the kids out of school for a week, and that's it.
Yeah,
that was community care. We didn't have all this newfangled technology, and
there was no
TikTok telling us not to do this stuff. We did this.
Right. You back when you trusted your doctors and/or had some community.
Wow, you trusted the experts.
Yeah. The people who studied it for a living, you trusted them because they seem to know things.
My mom sent me to a chickenpox party. I still didn't get it.
No, I got chickenpox. I totally
had it.
I did the whole run with chickenpox. Lost days of my life. Had scars for a while.
Wow, yeah, the scars and stuff. Yeah, when I had my son, there's someone in the chat named Janaya. That's my stepdaughter's name. Hey, Janaya, you have a great name.
Shout out to Janaya.
She spells hers with 2 N's though. But anyway, so when I was pregnant with my son, they run all those tests and stuff like that. They were like, "You're not vaccinated for this," and I was just like. And then I got pregnant again when I was 37, and they were like, "We have to give you this vaccination." But then I had a miscarriage, so I was like, "No, we don't."
No.
But they were like, shingles is a thing.
Shingles is a thing.
And I don't want to die from shingles, Dr. Hall.
Yes, because it does come back when you're older.
It does, and it'll kill you. If you get chickenpox as an adult, that was the warning they always gave us. I remember being a kid and hearing, you want to get the chickenpox now, because if you get it as an adult, you're going to die.
Yes.
You had it twice. I didn't know you could have the chickenpox twice.
I mean, it's a virus. Hey, sometimes it circles back around.
We didn't know it was POX. We used to call it pops. Chicken pops.
There you go. We called it pops.
But
yes, it can circle back
you're
around.
Appalachian. You Appalachians. Of course, she's going to say the X.
Yeah.
That's from the hood. Okay.
All day.
So then, also, what else? What I know I posted something else on, but yeah, like he just Donald Trump
doesn't care.
Damn, he doesn't care. And
he's
so
also not living in our reality, right? Like they've walled him off into his own reality. You can tell by how he speaks.
No, you're right.
When they surface him, he is not in any way engaging with the reality that we all share every day. So I don't know what you'd expect from him particularly. I think the thing that bothers me the most is I read somewhere how we're essentially not doing politics anymore. Like this is just power being powerful. So you can gather, but they're not really playing fair. So they're not afraid of you not voting for them. They're not afraid of you asking them to leave office. They're just doing what they do to maintain their power. And so what are you willing to do to wrest that power from them? Because there was a time where we believed as a nation they worked for us. So is the parade how we get them out of power, or what are we going to do to shift the balance in any other direction besides the one that's currently, controlling the levers of power?
Well, everybody's going to die. So you just basically got to decide, how you want
to go.
And I'm not sure I want to die from shingles. I gotta close some of these. Because I got too many things open.
Too much open? You got too much going on.
I got too much going on. It's slowing my shit down. I don't like it. Hold on, y'all.
Yeah, I noticed we got a little bit of a lag there.
Give me a second, y'all, because what is happening right now? I got too many tabs open. That is the story of my life. What did Maxine say? Hi, Maxine. All right, y'all. So let's move. So it's Happy Diwali, first of all. Am I
Happy
frozen
Diwali
again?
You're frozen on my screen. Yep. You're
Dr.
frozen.
Let me remove myself and come back.
Oh no.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna come back.
Happy Diwali. Yes. Happy Diwali to Kash Patel, who was celebrating his culture and upsetting the MAGAs by
I don't know. If I leave, is the show gonna end?
That's a good question. I don't know what happens. Yeah, you are the host. What happens if you go backstage?
Anyway,
it might restart the whole thing.
We don't want to do that. We're just gonna go for it, guys. If I lag, just
live with it.
Poverty. All right, Kash Patel posted Happy Diwali.
Remember when we celebrated other cultures in this country? Remember we were open to celebrating the melting pot of cultures that was America?
There was a time. So Trump actually had a whole official thing. So I had a new intro and it had it on it, and then it didn't happen, and so now I'm upset. But it's okay. So you guys look, 3.3 thousand comments, right? Okay, but it had all these comments. They were repulsed. Okay, they chastised him. They said, "This is a Christian nation. Check your foreigner stuff at the gates."
How dare you?
Wow. Somebody said, "Not today, Satan."
Satan.
Somebody symbolically flagged his account. This is from Yahoo News for the Department of Homeland Security, responding to his Diwali post with just one word: deports. Now I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna show guys. We're gonna look at the oh wait, they want me to log in. I don't want to log in, guys. It's very racist. But let's see what else they had. Here we go.
So racist.
Here's the deal. That somebody, Gabriel Rich, the host of Cross Politic Podcast, said, wait, hold on. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so racist. Oh wait, I'm gonna share it. Hold on, Dr. Oh gosh. This is so racist. These are some racist people. Here's the deal. Either go back to your home country or assimilate into Christian America. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Nice, nice, nice. The same Christians who celebrate pagan holidays? Are we talking about those Christians?
Oh, well,
For
what
all
you
the
gotta
fertility
say
holidays?
about that?
All the fertility holidays and you know, tree burnings and whatnot.
What?
I'm just wondering which America are we talking about?
I don't know, but I'm gonna
traditions?
cut off Instagram, guys. I'm gonna cut off Instagram just
We're
because I
losing
think
Instagram.
it's
Bye,
dragging
Instagrams.
too much. They ain't nowhere to come. We got everybody's over here.
This is where all the fun is.
Everybody's over here.
Come to YouTube.
So we're gonna let go of Instagram. I don't know if that was part of it. I don't like dragging. I don't like the fact that I freeze and you keep talking.
Yes,
this is my show.
I get it.
So, but something similar just happened to Vivek Ramaswamy when he was talking, and they were just kind of asking him questions.
When he went to Turning Point to show up to try to get that audience,
they were grilling him,
and they were like, "Nah, bro, I will never believe in you because you're too brown."
Yep,
and we can't have that.
No, racism is actually funny.
Racism, it keeps your teeth white.
There was an Italian somebody who just called us moolies.
Nice. Moolies.
Moolie, one of my favorite ones. That Moolie, listen, that's one of my favorites, yo.
It's
like
wrong.
that
It's very wrong.
Listen, I'm just saying, what am I drinking on? Listen, I'm drinking on. That's a good question.
We get there.
This is Smirnoff, the sugar-free flavor joint.
There we go.
It's also some cannabis juice.
Okay. Mixing up.
And then some guava, papaya, pineapple juice.
Okay. Got some flavors.
Okay, let's keep going. Oh, so we got more political violence, folks.
Oh no.
In here. Yes. So, okay, and this is hard because we don't actually care about Hakeem Jeffries, but we're going to leverage this to make our point about the violence.
I mean, we don't want him to be threatened.
We don't. So we
want him laughed out of office, but not threatened.
Christopher Moynihan was arrested Sunday. This is from CBS News. Was arrested Sunday after saying in text messages that he planned to eliminate Jeffries when the top House Democrat spoke at an event in New York City on Monday.
He put it on wax?
But there's a thing. Hakeem Jeffries was speaking at the Economic Club of New York on Monday. Still hasn't endorsed Mandani, by the way.
Mandani? Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Why did you think he would do that?
I don't know. And then the text message said,
"Get him out of here."
Dr. Hall, can I get through this story?
My apologies.
Jesus Christ, you're getting a little happy as a co-host.
I act like I'm part of the show.
Put a 1 in the chat if he stays, a 2 in the chat if he's on timeout. Okay. Hakeem Jeffries makes a speech in a few days in NYC. I cannot allow this terrorist to live. Now you're a dumb assassin. Why are you telling people?
Why are you putting it on wax?
Why are you putting this shit in the receipt book?
Don't put it on wax. Just shoot somebody.
Screenshots are forever.
Screenshots are forever. They're pulling all of our data all the time. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I did. Did you hear about the Canal Street being raided by Call of Duty soldiers today? Yes, I did. I heard it was popping. I heard it was popping off in New York. But this guy was talking about he was going to kill him. He's like, I cannot allow this terrorist to leave. To live. I wish Hakeem Jeffries was some kind of terrorist. I wish
it'd be great if he had a backbone.
Wouldn't it be great if he stood for something?
Something. Just enough to be incendiary.
I just want him to stand for something.
Some kind of business. Stand on some kind of business.
But then this guy went on. He said, even if I'm hated, he must be eliminated. I will kill him for the future. That's a bar.
I mean,
that was a bar. Even if I'm hated, he must be eliminated. Even if I'm hated, he must be eliminated. Even if I'm hated, he must be eliminated. I will kill him for the future. Hey. He was spitting hot fire.
Right.
Dylon. Yes,
Yeah,
he was
right.
spitting that hot fire.
That hot fire.
Young people might not know what we're talking about, Dr. Hall.
Not. Hey, go watch Chappelle's show. Enjoy yourself.
Jeffrey says, what did he say?
Mhm.
He said many of the criminals released have committed additional crimes throughout the country. Threats of violence will not stop us from showing up, standing up, and speaking up for the American people.
Oh,
You're
did we
actually not
say?
speaking up.
Did we say that Moynihan was a January 6er?
Oh, forgot to tell you that. My
we
bad.
Forgot
I'm
to
not
say.
Yes.
We forgot to say he's been
This
on radar
guy-
before.
This
He's
guy
committed political violence before.
He was a Capitol rioter and he was pardoned. So we keep getting these stories about all these pardoned Capitol rioters who they're picking up for other crimes: attempted murder, child sexual assault, adult sexual assault, weapons charges, breaking and entering, domestic violence has been big.
And some of whom are very good people.
And they keep talking about all these criminals. They keep saying the number gets higher every time Trump says it, but he says now I think it's 25 million criminals entered the country illegally under Biden.
Make up a number, like 20,000.
You understand that's almost 1 in 10 people. I mean, it's about maybe 1 in 12 people.
What number is the scariest? Let's say like 30 million, like 500 million. Does 500 million scare you if you think about them coming to your house at night, brown people crawling over your fence and attacking you at night because they come across the border?
Yeah.
Is that what gets you terrified?
But they're also saying that there's nobody crossing the borders right now, which is bullshit.
I mean,
it's bullshit. That little baby said that's bullshit. It is supposed to. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Who's that guy that's on TikTok that every time they deport him, he comes right back in a few days? He posts a video and he's like, I'm back.
Hey.
Of course they're letting people across the border. They need the criminals to come in because they need the people to peddle the fentanyl and all the other drugs for them.
No.
Dr. Hall, we gonna be honest?
Allegedly.
Dr. Hall, we gonna be honest?
Yeah, are you saying there's an underground economy that the U.S. is dependent upon, and so some crime is allowed to happen?
I think that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So there's no way they're gonna completely end crossing the borders.
That depends. Which people are we talking about crossing the borders? Because some people
they need the Mexican niggas. Okay.
I mean, white people have been allowed to cross borders.
They need the Chicano.
But we're not talking about Canadians crossing borders.
The Chicano.
Yeah. Germans have been allowed to cross the border.
They need the vatos locos, okay?
Swedish? Are we talking about the Swedish? The Swedes are allowed to.
They need MS-13 to come into this country.
No.
They do.
Do they?
They be sending them niggas emails like, when y'all coming?
Right. We're out of cocaine. What are we doing? we gotta run a White House. What are we doing?
All the white guys that go to the DR for sex tourism because nobody in the U.S. wants to have sex with them, and all of the black incels that do the same thing,
they go to
DR. Some of them are mules.
No, some of them.
Some of them are mules.
Is that how they're able to afford that lifestyle? They're moving weight.
Oh gosh, doctor. Okay. All right. So Trump is demanding that the Justice Department pay him $230 million.
Wow.
For past cases.
Can you just do that?
No, you can't.
Can you just do that?
So here's the thing.
A department you control to pay you money.
And this dovetails into what we're going to talk about in terms of this whole ballroom thing too, is that, so I was listening to Midas Touch, and Ben, who's a retired, well, he's not retired, but he's a former lawyer, prosecutor, or whatever. And he said that he's pissed off because no one has sued him yet, citing fraud. Because from the beginning, he said he was going to pay for this ballroom. It was going to be like nobody had to worry. He was going to pay for it. But he doesn't have money. He doesn't have money because he owes hundreds of millions of dollars in fines in New York, where he was found guilty of 34 felonies.
He's also making money off Bitcoin. Doesn't he have that money?
No.
No.
And so his family has made money, but you know how that is every day. You know,
Yeah.
they're multi-billionaires today, thousandaires tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
I hear it.
the thing is that Donald Trump said he was going to pay for the ballroom, which is 90,000 square feet, and that is bigger than the actual White House.
Yes.
Anyway, so
But
what he's been doing. Go ahead.
If you're going to graft, don't you need a construction project to continue your graft? Like, it's really great for like hiding money you want to misappropriate.
No,
So
I think you're right. But here's the thing. The point that I'm trying to make.
Go ahead.
Is that he has been suing companies for things like defamation
left and right,
and has been using that to fundraise.
To
like
build a
that's
fest?
his it's for him. It's him. He is fundraising because he owes so much money. He is in so much debt that he's fundraising by suing people. So the first thing that we heard was that Google, he sued them and that they were having to pay him like $22 million or something like that. Something like $22 million. Oh, wait, here it is. No. Let me see. Yes. So this is what I wrote. I said 2 days after No King's demonstration, Trump said, fuck y'all disrespectfully, and began demolishing the White House for his new ballroom, which is paid in part by Google.
Yes.
Due to his bullying and blackmailing tactics. Okay.
But you want to curry favor with the king.
Because YouTube parent company Google will dedicate 22 million of the settlements. So he settled with them. He settled with YouTube, claiming that I can't remember, somebody in the chat remind me that either he got kicked off of YouTube or they were censoring things like that. Whatever it was, he sued them and they settled out of court. And $22 million of that settlement is going towards the construction of the $200 million ballroom in the White House. So that's 22. Quick math, he's got $178 million he's got to raise, right? So now he's demanding that the Justice Department that he runs, that he oversees, that he had the Supreme Court cook the books to make sure that he is the leader of the DOJ and that he can weaponize them as his personal police force. He's now saying that they have to pay him $230 million for cases from the past. He don't give a damn that it's a whole new team. It doesn't matter that they got rid of everybody that was there already and he brought in his own team.
Yeah. He's suing.
He wants to drain their coffers. Donald Trump wants to drain this country of its money. That's been at the grift since the beginning. We talked about that with Elon Musk, right? We said all they care about is getting access and draining the money. Is the easiest grift for them. He does not care about anybody.
No, obviously not.
His own self, because he can't pay these lawsuits, right?
And I mean, he just wants money.
So this is from the New York Times, guys. Senior department officials who were defense lawyers from the president and those in his orbit are now in jobs that typically must approve any such payout, underscoring potential ethical conflicts.
Isn't this just an entire ethical conflict?
So if they don't want him releasing the blackmailed information he has for them, they need to go ahead on and approve the Justice Department paying him $230 million. Dr. Hall, you would not be doing this if he didn't have shit on these people.
Well, and power.
But the power comes through.
Yeah. I mean,
control over people.
Sometimes.
He doesn't have money.
For white people.
Donald Trump doesn't have money, though. So that's
There's a fealty to power. Not every one of them. I'm just saying he doesn't have power. Doesn't have a blackmail on every one of them. Maybe a lot of them. But some of them get a little warped by the idea of being subjugated by power and will not question the authority until it destroys them.
All right, well, here, this is from the article. The situation has no parallel in American history. as Mr. Trump, our presidential candidate, was pursued by federal law enforcement and eventually won the election, taking over the very government that must now review his claims. It is also the starkest example yet of potential ethical conflicts created by installing the president's former lawyers atop the Justice Department. This is diabolical. And when people talk about him being stupid, I'm like, no, he's not. He's old. He's a little bit senile, but he is not stupid. He knows exactly what he's doing, Dr. Hall. This is diabolical.
And there have been no checks and balances. So
none. There will not be a single check, a single half a piece of balance. Won't be a kickstand on the bike. Won't be a wall holding you up during the tree pose and yoga.
No.
Okay. It's not going to be none of that.
Nothing.
Nothing on the pogo stick.
Imbalanced.
No balance.
Sans balance.
No lithium in sight. No Xanax to level that out. Guys.
Yet.
So the first claim lodged in late 2023 seeks damages for a number of purported violations of his rights, including the FBI and special counsel investigation into the Russian election tampering and possible connections to the 2016 Trump campaign. So basically he says, y'all were digging into my shit and that hurt my feelings and I took that personally. And now I would like you all to pay me $1 million for every minute that I was stressed out on the toilet bowl over this shit.
Golden toilet. Yes.
Right. Okay. Then he accused, from 2024 to summer of 2024, he says the FBI violated his privacy by searching Mar-a-Lago, his club, and his residence.
Rolled up in his house.
For classified documents.
That he had taken, not legally.
He said he's accusing them of malicious prosecution and charging him with mishandling sensitive records after he left office.
Which he did.
He did do that.
He did do that.
So what's happening right now is that the people he's appointed to keep him safe now have to risk the rest of their lives and their careers and actually approve this bullshit so that he can get his money. Is there anyone around willing
to be an adult?
And do something?
Uphold the ethics of this nation.
What ethics, Dr. Hall? Don't get me started.
I'm assuming
Don't get me started. I'm going to take that as you being funny.
That someone wrote down some ethics.
I'm going to take that as you being funny.
Do they never write down
friends, let's move on because they're pissing me off. Friends. Our old friend George Santos is back.
Yes.
Friends, Dr. Hall, George Santos is back. Here he goes on TMZ.
But the first one I have is something that I heard you say, which is you are a changed man. So you were only in for a couple of months. Was it this experience generally of being prosecuted, thrown out of Congress, imprisoned? Or was it the prison itself that changed you? What did you mean by that?
You know, Harvey, that's a great question. So when you're going through prison and through the process, it's you're angry throughout the process. When you get to prison, it's sobering. But what really did it for me was being in solitary confinement in the special housing unit of FCI Ferriton for 41 days. That broke me. Most importantly, it was the mental health aspect of it. I learned that the hate that the poison that hate is wrecked me, wrecked my whole life. Lying, being duplicitous, disingenuous, obfuscating, none of that is worth it. It's like, what was I doing? I look back at past statements and I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that I allowed myself to be so consumed with hate that I put myself in this position. So now it's about purpose. I found a purpose, and that purpose is helping troubled youth, helping prison reform so people can actually be rehabilitated.
George, I've heard you say that you felt like that.
Guys.
Why do you make it Santos?
What do we think?
Get money, George.
What do we think? What do you think, Dr. Hall? You heard what he said. He said he's a changed man. He was in solitary for 41 days.
41 days.
Affected his mental health. Yes. He had time to sit there and think about all the stuff that he did, he realized it was wrong.
The whole
Now he
41
wants
days.
to devote his time to prison reform and helping youth stay out of prison. What do you think, Dr. Hall?
I think, can you trust a word out of his mouth? I mean, he's there for grifting. I mean, in serious, like all the way up to the Capitol grifting. So at what point should we trust that he's learned anything? Because is Santos even his real name?
It is now.
Okay.
It is now.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I have a different point of view, guys.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of the people commenting have never been in jail. Never spent a day in jail, not even an hour in jail.
Yeah.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
One night and one day is all it takes for you to fully understand that such a place is absolutely nowhere a human being should be. And I believe that that's what kicked off my abolitionist journey, was experiencing it, right? I was like, nobody. No, absolutely not. And just for the record, I would go on to do a master's thesis on alternatives to incarcerations for Black mothers. I just want everybody to know that I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, right? And that I'm also developing an Afrocentric reentry program for Black women, right? Because I'm not new to this, Dr. Hall. I am true to this. And you understand this, Dr. Hall, because we've talked about work. We've done some work offline, and you understand that I'm really about this. Like, I don't always talk about this stuff on the socials and stuff like that, but I'm really about that life, and I'm kind of committed to this, right? So here's the thing. What does recovery look like? Right?
Looks like a lot of different things for a lot of different people.
We talk about restorative justice.
Yes.
We talk about abolitionism, what have you. How do we know this didn't actually change him?
We don't.
Right?
Let's give him the benefit.
And so we have to give the benefit of, again, until you have spent time in jail or prison or whatever, you don't know the effect that it can have on you. It could totally radicalize you, right? And they put him in solitary confinement for 41 days. They say 3 days in solitary confinement, that's it, your brain is done. 3 days.
It can break a person.
And it's not like when people choose to be by themselves, right? Because you're consciously choosing to be by yourself, not talk to people, not do these things, whatever. Part of the main part of the struggle is knowing that you're forced into it and there's no way out and you have no idea of when you're going to get out. So the entire time,
the loss of agency,
you are messed up, like messed up big time. And if you've never looked into people's narratives and folks who have been incarcerated and things like that, I do want you to read some of their stories so you can understand the things that they experience, because it's not funny, right?
No.
Yes, he was in solitary for 41 days. And it's interesting because what does restorative justice look like? Now, my main concern for him is whether or not his pathological lying is related to a mental health issue, right? And for all intents and purposes from the outside, like the way he was carrying himself and making these new identities and things like that, it could be, right? Dr. Hall, you're the doctor of psychology. Is it possible that George Santos may have experienced, or have some experience with some kind of thing?
Yes, I think, particularly when we're talking
You're not diagnosing or anything, but you're just giving your thoughts.
Not at all.
Okay.
I'm giving the thoughts on if someone goes through a corrective experience, if we believe that the justice system can do what it says, then it could teach a person to not engage in the activities that got them in jail. I would not let him near your credit cards. I would not put him on your charity, but he could be allowed to contribute to society, because I don't believe that locking people away forever is how we get people to change or how we save ourselves from the things that people do. But
no, they said no. He was in. He was. I think they put him in there. Like, I don't know, it was protection or something like that.
It was protection for a death threat. Yeah.
He had death threat. Yeah. So he was in solitary. But that's not what I'm talking about. I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate that you shared that. But I'm thinking more about his behaviors, the things that he did, right? Lying, changing his name, making up all these family backstories and things like that. To me, the first thing I think Dr. Hall is that he had a really traumatized childhood. That he like disassociated from that, right? And creates these new identities and these new pasts and maybe you know the way
some
he's
people
been
are just pathological liars, and some people are mentally disturbed in a way.
Right.
That does.
I had a client who had borderline personality, and she would just pick up everybody else's story. She would go on Facebook and see like one of those like urban legends or whatever, and she would come and be like, "This is what happened to me today," and blah 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 blah. So that was just she had nothing to hold her, nothing to anchor her. Right. So she kind of clung to these other realities to anchor her. So is it possible that George Santos could have maybe experienced that?
Maybe it is possible. It's in the realm of possibilities. But does that mean he should be allowed complete agency to do it?
No, let me finish. So what I'm saying is that if that's the case, then this is not just about going to jail and jail will change you. There's some deeper psychological or psychiatric issues that need to be treated and addressed, because he'll continue to do the same things that he was doing before if that part isn't addressed. But if that's not the case, and he was just a scammer can be scared straight. Right? I'm not defending George Santos because I honestly don't care. Like, I know you think about harm, the people that voted for him, that believed in him, whatever situation, they're disappointed, they're let down, embarrassed, whatever situation. He stole money from him, but part of his restitution, he has to like pay it back or whatever the situation is. There's some restorative justice that he has to undertake. Now he got pardoned dumb early, but he got pardoned because he supports, Donald Trump.
But because they needed a win for Marjorie Taylor Greene, probably.
What?
I heard it was because Marjorie Taylor Greene's been running her mouth and they wanted to give her a bone. She was really close friends with Santos. And so.
Oh, I didn't know about that tea. Tiffany says he should heal before helping people. But Tiffany, what if helping people helps him heal? I feel you, right? So I don't think he needs to be around youth though. So he wants to do like youth pretension. I don't think we put him around youth.
He should be observed.
But I think if we're talking advocacy, if we're talking about a mouthpiece, if we're talking about someone like a Paris Hilton who will testify on C-SPAN and talk about the troubled teen industry, if he can come forward and say, as a former elected member of Congress, however disgraced it was, I was in solitary confinement for 41 days. I bet you he's going to come out with a book called 41 Days.
He's definitely going to come out with a book.
And if he can say that, and kind of speak to that, and it helps them get rid of this solitary confinement, which nobody should ever be in. Is that a way to pay restitution to the broader community?
Possibly.
So I guess I just think like that. And that's why I was an amazing social worker, Dr. Hall, because I believe in recovery and I see the possibility.
So much empathy.
He wasn't a violent criminal. He's like a white collar crime. He
sold
a few $1,000 in the elections, right?
Sure. I mean, ran up some credit cards.
Come on. Like, he didn't kill anyone, sexually assault anyone. Didn't do anything,
Just move some money around.
All right. I want to move through this because I do want us to be able to get to this Trey Reed update. I already talked about Mike Johnson when he needs to do that. So this whole thing about the demolition of the ballroom. So we kind of talked about that a little bit, but I just wanted to show a little clip that I found. Hold on. Let me share. Let's see. Here we go. All right.
Where the first stages of construction for Trump's new $200 million ballroom are underway, beginning with demolition of parts of the East Wing. You see here, they've already made decent excavators tearing into the side of the building. And joining us tonight from the White House is NBC's Gabe Gutierrez. Gabe, I understand it's tough to see the demolition site from where you are, but what have you been hearing? And I know you've seen some of this video.
Well, yeah, Tom, the video is remarkable. And yeah, you're right. Though we don't have a good vantage point here on the North Lawn, this is all happening over my right shoulder in the distance, the East Wing on the other side of the White House. Now, that's been the traditional base of operations for the First Lady. And the president has said that this will cost
No
more
shame
than
there.
$200 million, but that it will be funded by private donors as well as himself. Now, previously, though, White House officials had said the construction would not really affect the current East Wing. Well, obviously, that's not the case. The president talked about the demolition at an event today honoring LSU baseball teams. He said the wall in the East Room where I was would be knocked down to provide an entrance to the ballroom, which he said would hold nearly 1,000 people. Now, the plans for this 90,000 square foot ballroom, they would be one of the largest renovations to the building in decades, and not since President Truman built out what became of the West Wing here as a construction project been that's so big been undertaken here on the White House grounds, Tom.
We thank you for watching.
So I should go. It's ugly. It's ugly, Dr. Hall. The
It's
whole
ugly?
thing, the whole situation. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Again, it's 90,000 square feet. It's bigger than the original White House.
So it's a huge brick on the side of the White House.
It really is. And it's supposed to be a ballroom to host dignitaries from around the world. Ain't nobody trying to come party at the USA.
So much gold leaf. What's going to be left of the USA?
Nothing. Nothing.
Also,
I'm just
can we for a second just, it took the crudest of white men to be elected to the highest office of the land to take a wrecking ball to the White House.
Wasn't even Miley Cyrus. But here's the thing. I just want to plug Benjamin Banneker. Now, when I was growing up, Benjamin Banneker was one of those people we learned about, along with Dr. King and Rosa Parks, right? He was one of the few people that they would actually let us learn about. Now, how many people in the chat heard of Benjamin Banneker? Put a 1 in the chat if you heard of Benjamin Banneker, because that's important. So Benjamin Banneker was free. He was a free Black man, free African American, and he's from Maryland. His grandmama was Irish. His grandmama was Irish. So it's funny, we were just talking about, Irish and Black, solidarity and stuff like that. It sure did. And his grandmother was actually an indentured Irish servant, right? People always want to talk about, well, the Irish were enslaved too. No. She was an indentured servant. When her time was up, the time was up.
You can earn your
That was
freedom.
not the case. That is not slavery. Okay. That's debtor's prison, right? Which also, just for a point of historical fact, that people just need to know, that a lot of the people who founded this nation, the so-called early pilgrims and all those early colonial people, were actually, a lot of them were criminals who were sentenced to be sent to the New World. So remember, at the time where this so-called New World was undeveloped, it was all the savages and stuff like that, there was a lot of fear around people of what this New World was. So some people got like their sentences for their crimes were either stay here in jail or go to this New World.
Get shipped out. Hope you make it.
And they shipped. So they were actually exporting criminals or convicted criminals, whatever they were.
They
Not
exported
always
their criminals. They're criminals, they're crazies, and they're Protestant loonies.
Yeah. And so the ladies of the night were being sent to the New World, and they were actually setting up their own things, getting their land, getting their places. And then laws came along. The thing about being both in the race and gender studies, you start learning all this stuff. But back then, after a certain point, because the women that they were sending over, the ladies of the nights, they were coming and taking a little money and buying homes and buying land. And so they started coming up with these laws that if you were a woman and you came here and you didn't get married within 7 years, you would lose your land.
What are you doing?
You lose your house.
For you?
Because the problem, what the problem was? All the men were getting with the native people and with the Africans. And the people that were like had kind of moved into the whatever area that were living free.
People they could
started getting with them. And building those kinds of connections. So, and again, oh gosh, this history lesson, but like a lot of times people will forget that there were situations of consent where free people chose to be with other people of different cultures. That is why you have groups in Appalachia, for example, that are mixes of African, indigenous, and white, right? You have whole families, Dr. Hall, that look like you, maybe with a little curlier hair, right? That's who they are. So Benjamin Banneker kind of comes from one of those situations. And his grandmother, the white lady, taught him how to read. Okay, so we're in the 1700s here, folks. We're not even at the 19th, or we're not.
Yeah, not even in the 1800s. Before the 18s, we're in the
so
17s.
The 17s were actually pretty good for
some people.
Say that. I'm not supposed to say that.
Some people.
It was better to be enslaved in the 1700s than the 1800s. Is all I'm saying. Pre 1808 and post 1808. Chat, I'm not going to tell you what the significance of 1808 is. You're going to have to go look that up. But things were a little bit different.
Read the article.
A little bit different. Okay.
On the shirt.
You got to read the article. You got to go. You got to research and then you got to read. Okay. But anyway, he was really, really smart.
Yes.
And basically, long story short, Benjamin Banneker gets tapped by George Washington to help design Washington, D.C. as a city and to design the White House, right? So part of this is Trump's ultra racism, guys. Getting rid of the Rose Garden and all these things, all the architecture and stuff like that was designed by
a black
man. And it was built by
black people.
Okay. Donald Trump is taking the hammer to these things as they are moving towards this white supremacist nation, this fascist nation, this Nazi nation. They cannot have any relics. They can't have any memories of how this nation actually was built by the people they despise. That's why they're trying to erase it from the curriculum. They're trying to get rid of my discipline, not just a few of our classes, the entire discipline. Okay. And they want to make sure that people never learn this stuff. And they're really happy that Gen Z doesn't read books. And they're hoping that Gen Alpha doesn't even think about asking questions about anything beyond the day they were born.
Yeah.
That's why we have to do this. Okay. So Benjamin Banneker, shout out to him. And so when you think about this, that's just my theory, Dr. Hall, is that part of it is destroying this because of its connection to Black people.
I mean, hasn't that been the nature of much of Trump's accomplishments have been wanting to co-opt and or take the achievements, the cultural achievements, the cultural success of others and warp it into his vision? So it's pretty on brand. But there will some that will say there's no racism in that at all. How would you know that he believed these things? And how do you know what's in his heart? You don't know what's in his heart.
Yeah.
Racism can't be determined by actions. Only in someone's heart will you know if they're truly harboring any racist thoughts or feelings.
All right, so we have a bit of an update for Trey Reed and a partial update, kind of vague, kind of weird, but I'm gonna give my thoughts on it.
Okay.
So just to update people, Trey Reed was found hanging from a tree on the campus of Delta State University. He's a young Black man. I believe he's 21 years old. This was September 15th, Dr. Hall. He was found hanging. And there was a whole big thing, right? Because Black man hanging from tree could be lynching, could, that's, oh my God, it's Mississippi. We get it. I just introduced into the conversation that there's a possibility that he hung himself. I had white people.
Always possible.
I had white people who know more about Black people clearly than I do. Me, the doctor of philosophy in African American studies, white people know more than me.
Well,
and they said Black people don't hang themselves.
Never.
And then Black people were also saying that. I expect Black people to say that. But
Black people said Black people don't kill themselves at all, which is like, what?
Well, that was weird. That was very weird that Black people were actually saying that Black people don't kill themselves. Are you fucking stupid? Like, young Black men have one of the highest rising rates of suicide in the country. Many of them are queer. Yeah. Many of them are queer and they're just not being accepted. But I know that, Dr. Hall, there was never a time Black people didn't kill themselves. Black people kill themselves in protest. Black people kill their children in protests. As long as we've been on this land, we have killed ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's not always. I hear what you're saying. Right. No, I hear you. No, you're getting all Afrocentric on me. Thank you for bringing me back. because I was lost there for a second. Dr. Hall, you brought me back.
There we go.
Yeah, we didn't do that shit. Why would we do that? But anyway, so there was a whole lot of speculation about what happened. People were convinced of this. There were Facebook posts, there were TikToks, there were all these people claiming to be family, claiming to know him, blah, blah, blah. They had inside scoop or whatever. The truth of the matter was, none of these people knew shit. So we got last time we talked about Trey Reed, we were reading from the New York Times article where this guy Jaquan Wallace was talking about him. Remember, he said, you know, he was looking at the stuff on social media and he was just like, I don't like that they're making it, you know, about a lynching when all signs point to something else. But listen, we got more from him. Okay. So he said, I woke up that morning and heard they found someone hanging from the fruit tree near Blanchett Hall. You wonder who it could be. He said that previous night, my roommate and I were about to get some food and I saw Trey sitting out there in front of Blanchett Hall by himself on the phone. I asked him if he was okay. He looked up at me and then just looked down at his phone and didn't say anything. I didn't really press him if he didn't want to talk. Then he says, when my roommate and I came back, we saw him again at a distance and he didn't see us. I could tell he was real upset. He was making gestures and acting like he was throwing stuff. He would kick the wall and then he stormed off towards Blanchett Hall. He was just out of it. He was real upset and I'd never seen him like that before. Now, the other people said that he had been getting threats or whatever because he got into an altercation online related to Charlie Kirk's death.
Yes.
So some people were saying that that's proof that there were probably people looking to do something to him, right? Okay. So first, then they also were talking about footage on the campus. Remember, the first thing I said was, guys, why is there no camera footage? It's college campus. There's cameras all over.
All over.
The police said that they have footage and that they would be eventually releasing it so the public could see, you know, and whatever. He was like, they'll see the truth. So this is them saying, we have footage. We've looked at it. This is how we are able to conclude this, right?
Yes.
It'll come out when we're allowed to have it come out. The public will see what they want to see.
Right.
Next thing you know, the narrative is there were no cameras by Blanchett Hall and they don't have any footage. No, this is coming from the family. Okay. So I'm going official versus family and friends. And I'm not even going to say family, but family, friends, organizers associated with the family, whatever. Okay. None of this has come from their attorneys, by the way. Just want us to be clear because the attorneys know not to say no shit that could end up, you know, causing more problems.
Affecting the case. Yes.
So now all of a sudden there were no cameras over there. That is also not true. There were. Okay, they already told us that they had footage. So that's that. Then there was all the talk about how Colin Kaepernick was going to be funding this independent autopsy. So the last time we checked, the independent autopsy had not been done. But the update is that an independent autopsy was conducted, but the full results have not been publicly released by the family's legal team. Dr. Hall. Why not release the results?
Why not?
If you are vindicated, right? If you're vindicated because the independent autopsy shows all the broken bones you claimed he had and all the bruises and things like that. If the independent autopsy gave you something different, why hasn't it been released yet?
I mean,
in fact, why haven't we heard anything from them in about
maybe
a
you're
month?
waiting to draw some paper. It's been a few weeks. It's been a couple.
It's been a while because they just had a vigil, or like they did a funeral on the 27th. Okay. And that was a thing. And then they just did a thing recently. Brent Crump was not there. There was a whole thing. But they had the new Black Panther Party with them. Okay. Now, 1 month later, the new Black Panther Party stood on the campus demanding justice and alleging Reed suffered blunt force trauma to the back of his head, which we heard before, bruises down his back and on his buttocks, a broken leg, and a sprained ankle. That's the stuff they were saying from the beginning. So the new Black Panther Party is just reiterating these talking points. But here's the thing. The new Black Panther Party is illegitimate. I personally sat with Bobby Seale, the founder, one of the co-founders of the Black Panther Party for self-defense. I sat next to this man on a bench. I bummed a Newport from this man. I had a cigarette with Bobby Seale. I can call him Doctor. I just feel like he is, but that would be Dr. Huey Newton. And he was like, we were just chatting it up. I said, this is my time. This is my moment. I've got to ask him questions. I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. Friends, this was like 25 years ago. This is almost 25 years ago. And so then I asked him about the new Black Panther Party, if he heard of it, if he was involved or whatever. He was like, that ain't real. We don't acknowledge that. Okay. Both the Anti-Defamation League and the Southern Poverty Law Center define the new Black Panther Party as a hate group attributed to their Black separatist and anti-Semitic leanings. And so we never trust these people because they'll say whatever, but they do have some kind of extreme views and ways, and I can see how they could be designated as a hate group. But here's the thing. These ain't the people that you want to have come speaking for you on a situation this sensitive, Dr. Hall. In a situation where the whole country is watching, where everybody on social media was all up in arms and everybody was kind of losing their minds over this and swearing up and down that he was lynched and getting mad at me because I said it's possible that he could have taken his own life. Like, I'm sorry, I'm a retired mental health professional, Dr. Hull. I might not be a doctor of psychology like you, but I have many years working with people with severe and persistent mental illness. I've had several times where I have had to talk people off the ledge. I am someone who lives with perpetual suicidal ideation, and I have found people 2 minutes too late. So I know a little something about this, Dr. Hall.
Little something.
And it really bothered me that people were not willing to consider that this young Black man who is alive today in this country couldn't be put in a place where he did this. And so when the friend first came out, when they interviewed with the New York Times, kind of reserved, well, we don't know what else they said. We just know what got put into the article. But this article for ATL Black Star, they gave his whole statement. And he said, I saw him the night before. He was looking upset. He was looking stressed out. He was making erratic moves, kicking things, throwing things, kicking the wall. You know how hard it is to kick a wall, Dr. Hall? Something was wrong. And I'm not trying to be funny, but what if he lost a lot of money on FanDuel? You know, these young men are, they roped them into the online betting. They said he was looking at his phone and then he's kicking the wall or something like that. Dr. Hall, is it possible that maybe he ended up in like ridiculous debt, or maybe he lost so much money that he would have embarrassed his family? Maybe he did something that would have embarrassed his family. Exactly. All I'm saying, like whatever was in that phone had him stressed out. So all I'm saying, Dr. Hall, is that there's other possibilities.
There's always other possibilities. Yes.
And the one that they keep trying to push is the one that has been proven, at least by two sources, to not be the true story. But my question is, why hasn't the family released this? If you got the other autopsy done and you knew for sure that it was going to prove something, I have not heard Ben Crump say a thing. I've not heard attorney Ben Crump, who never passes up on the opportunity to be in front of a camera. He didn't go to this rally that they were doing there. He's like, I'm not associating myself with that hate group.
Can't be seen with them.
I'm not coming to no shit with no new Black Panthers. Absolutely not. You're not messing my business up. Ben Crump said, I am staying far away. Has nobody noticed that I've been doing my Ben Crump impression this entire time? I'm sorry. He's very much, he'll talk to people like, they'd be like, and you know, Dr. Hall, you know, righteous psychologist that you are, you know.
There you go. There you go.
Nothing about this is funny, Dr. Hall. I shouldn't be laughing.
No,
but
mental health is a serious thing.
It is a serious thing. A man is dead. At the end of the day, is dead. And I don't know about everybody else, but if it was me and it was my son, and I was looking for answers, and I didn't like what the autopsy said, Then I got another autopsy done, an independent one.
That proved you were right.
If that one says that I'm right, that something bad happened to my son, I'm immediately releasing. I'm not waiting for the lawyers. I'm not waiting for nothing. I don't know.
Press conference today.
There'll be a press conference. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that it won't happen. How could be totally wrong? They could just be waiting for the moment.
Right.
But the Clarion Ledger reached out to them and couldn't get an answer. And they tried several approaches to it. Like why? And even they in their article were just like, basically their tone was, we don't know why we haven't heard anything else since then. So I'm not necessarily wrong to make an educated guess based on what we know. And I think that the autopsy showed the same thing. And that's why we haven't heard anything yet. Because that's embarrassing, isn't it? You went online and made all this stink, and you got everybody riled up, and now you have to admit that you didn't even realize your own son was having these mental health issues, and you feel like it's your fault. You feel shame. You feel like I could have done something, blah, blah, blah. I kind of need it to be a lynching, because if it's not, then the implications are pretty bad, right?
I've been on that side of it, where it's a parent dealing with a child who's either actively trying to harm themselves or having gone through with harming themselves, and the parent is sitting with the evidence of it in every way and unable to reconcile it. This is something that was done to you, something someone told you to do, something you didn't choose this.
It has to be. It has to be.
Because they can't.
I get it. I get it.
It's too big. It's too big.
It's the only way I'd be able to wake up. Is to come every day, is to convince myself. Like if my son took his own life, the only way I'd be able to move forward is to somehow convince myself that somebody else did this to my child. No way he did. Because how come I didn't know?
How could you not know?
How come he didn't come to me? Right?
To the idea that it could happen.
Right.
This is the South we're talking about. Mental health appreciation doesn't get everywhere, and there are a lot of stigma in our community. So
we are definitely holding space for his loved ones, because this is difficult. Either way, it's difficult. Whether this was done to him and he was actually lynched as a young Black man, or whether he took his own life because he was having a mental health crisis, or some kind of maybe even immediate, maybe it wasn't an ongoing thing. Maybe something so bad happened in that moment that he was like, I can't live anymore.
Right.
So I would think part of the investigation would be to look at his phone records.
I mean, I'm pretty sure someone's looked at his phone.
And we haven't heard anything about that. You haven't heard anything
not a single thing
about what was found in his phone, like who he talked to. And these are the kinds of things that usually, so I'm a true crime girly, and I have a true crime podcast. And so we do a lot of deep dives into these kinds of things, because there's a lot of information that is supposed to be gathered in these kinds of police reports and things like that. And so they're looking for evidence. So these days, one of the first things they do is look for your phone. And they go look through your phone. They get access to your phone log, your text messages, sites that you've been to, everything that you did, like all your apps, everything. So we didn't hear anything about that. All we've heard is confusion over the whether or not whether his body was beaten up. They said that his body had blunt force trauma, and even his mama was like, we don't know that, so please stop saying it. But she also was part of the issue, right? Because she's egging on, kind of thanking the people who are actually spreading misinformation. She's thanking them because it's getting attention, and so kind of in her mind is any attention this gets, I'm with it. So she's thanking them for doing this, which kind of makes it seems like it's validating. But then she's also saying, we don't have these answers. We haven't done this, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm just waiting for more from either the family or the attorneys. But there's been radio silence on this. And that doesn't make sense for this high profile a case. This had everyone talking. And I pointed out today that I haven't seen any of these white people that was going hard about this saying anything else, because they're in it for the moment. They don't follow up. I follow up on stories. I'm the person that sets up Google alerts to get notified when there's new information about somebody. So their names and whatever the situation is. And because I care. A lot of these people are super performative on social media, and they just want to be jumping in and they want to prove how so-called woke they are, whatever situation is. And they want to be like, well, if you're not talking about it, then you ain't this. And, oh, I'm anti-racist and all this shit. They don't actually care. We are still products to them. We are still objects to them. We are objects in their stories.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't want us ever being the subject. Everything that I was seeing these people, even though we were saying this is not necessarily, you know, accurate information, they didn't care. I had so many white women arguing with me about this. I was like, you gonna sit here and tell a black mother to a black son that you know better about what my people do than I do? The person who, one, has lived experience, but also studies this for professionally, like I'm the expert here.
Has dealt with it, yes.
I'm the expert here.
Yeah.
Professionally, personally, every aspect of this case. I'm like, I will be the expert over you.
Yes. Yeah.
Haven't heard anything from these people since. Nobody's asking, hey, what's up?
Been real quiet. Well, there's always also another thing to move to. There's always something new to.
There's always something new. And I don't let these kinds of stories go because I want to know what happened. Like I'm invested in this. I want answers. I've never claimed that that something definitive happened. I have just said, this is a possibility and this is what it's looking like. This is what we know. These are my thoughts. I am leaning towards he hung himself. I know that that can be true. I know that black men can hang themselves from trees and that they do hang themselves in these ways. I know this. So I'm actually leaning towards that, based on the observation from the friend, based on the autopsy, based on the lack of them releasing the information from the second autopsy. I don't know. The cameras, if y'all saw people in the cameras hanging him up, why haven't we seen the footage yet? Then it's like, oh, well, there was no cameras over there. That's not true. They already told us there was footage. So y'all can't walk that back.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know.
Be open to not knowing.
We have to be okay with not knowing.
We have to be okay with not knowing.
Gray. We have to be okay with what's arbitrary sometimes. And I know this because I am extremely particular and I need resolution and clarity. But I've also come to understand that when you try to force resolution, you can muddy the waters even further. You can really make things like cloudy. Sometimes you just got to let things sit for a second and be patient, and the answers will come. The conversation will come. What you need to know will come. Right.
And the fact that in this attention economy, we often find ourselves seeking an immediate response when we really needed to like chill out, give things time to marinate. Let's get actually gather information, let cooler heads prevail and figure things out. But unfortunately, so much information people are in such a rush, like you said, to be part of the conversation that they don't, behave or speak with any sense.
Dr. Hall, are you like a geek nerdy type? Are you into things like Star Wars and stuff like that?
Yes. Hold on. You can't see it. There's an Iron Man head behind me.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to share the screen. Hold on. Because I want you to. Oh, you got Black Panther too? That's what's up.
You got a Black Panther?
That's what's up. We love it.
Several all around.
Everybody's got their things. Everybody's got their things.
Right?
Okay.
Darth Vader.
Hold on.
I will say this, that we have Darth Vader. You know Darth Vader, right? Darth Vader is a man who I think he's sitting right. Darth, stand up, please, Darth Vader. Stand up. Does everybody know they call him Darth Vader. I call him a fine man, but he's cutting Democrat priorities and they're never going to get him back. And they've caused us and they've really allowed us to do it. And by the way, thank you. You're doing a great job. I have to tell you. So really a great.
So he's talking to Russ Vought, right?
Okay.
architect of Project 2025?
Heritage Foundation, Russ Vought?
The person that he said the project that he said he knew nothing about and had nothing to do?
Oh, Rusty Russ? Yeah.
So who is Darth Vader, Dr. Hall, for the people that don't know?
You want the whole story or just the
No, just whatever however is relevant to what we just heard. Why is this very weird for him to be calling Russ Vought Darth Vader?
Darth Vader is a Sith Lord who murdered children in his ascension to power under Darth Sidious, and took over the Empire, or the Sith Lords took over the Empire. Palpatine, Senator Palpatine, sorry. And Darth Vader was his weapon, who had super, Jedi powers, Sith powers, and known throughout cinema as one of the greatest villains of all time. Who, when he walked in a room, would scare people. Large, commanding figure, dressed all in black, deep voice. James Earl Jones,
voiced by James Earl Jones, the self-loathing, Negropean. Yeah.
And with a deep, engaging voice that would, carry out the Emperor's orders and destroy, kill, maim. If he came into the room, somebody's probably going to die. He could force choke you from across the room. So not really a person you want to be aligned with if you consider yourself to be the good guys, because, the rebellion in the Star Wars films was against the Empire, against Darth Vader, trying to overtake or overthrow them because he was considered so evil throughout the galaxy. So if you're thinking about who you want to align yourself with and who you want to say whose side you're on, most of us, that's not everybody, most of us want to be green or blue lightsabers. We don't want to be a red lightsaber. Red lightsabers are the Sith. It is forged in anger and hate and misery that their powers are given to them. And so
this is why so many of the 4chaner dudes call themselves Sith Lords or those kind of geeky incels.
Yes, it comes up quite a bit because they've embraced the darkness, and in doing so embrace the dark side of the Force, which is considered, you want to be balanced and light and give life instead of murder and mayhem and death.
I'm not sure about that. We can actually talk about that another time. All right, we're gonna close this out with Mike Johnson just lying.
On various charges. Did President Trump make a mistake by just offering up a blanket pardon for every single person that was convicted as a result of
I don't know any of the details of this at all. I don't know who's been alleged to have been involved in this. I will say that anybody who threatens political violence against elected officials or anyone else should be have the full weight and measure of the Department of Justice on their head. I trust that will happen. I hope it will. We are intellectually consistent about that, obviously. I will tell you this. The violence on the left is far more prevalent than the violence on the right. Don't make me go through the list. You all know it. All of these the assassination culture that's been advanced now, this is the left in almost every that is advancing this and not the right. So let's not make it a partisan issue. You don't want me to go there. We're just going to say—
did you just make it a partisan issue and then say don't make it a partisan issue?
This has to stop. And the rhetoric that you saw on display on Saturday, we highlighted yesterday. It plays into
Look at his eyes. He's lying, completely lying.
There are people
he
that
keeps
get
starting
triggered.
his
There are
eyes.
deranged people in society when they hear elected officials participating in a rally that was paid for by Soros and sponsored by communists with signs and placards and mantras that were repeated that we should bring death to, fascist politicians. What they mean is they call every Republican a fascist now. They're calling for the death of elected officials. Please, enough of that. We got to stop it.
He's a really good liar, but he's also super Christian. And Christians lie to themselves every single day.
Every single day. He did have—
from the moment they wake up until the moment they go to sleep, Christians lie to themselves.
He did have an app on his phone with his son where they were forming a pact so that they wouldn't view porn together, which is like a weird thing to engage with your son about. But
didn't he also adopt a teenager when he was single?
And also
a male teenager when he was
chastity
single.
Agreement with his daughter. There's some weird sex stuff with that dude. Just some strange.
People
he's got some kinks. He's got some
have
kinks.
talked about him. Dr. Hall, they say he's a homosexual.
I mean, he might have a Grindr profile, but that doesn't mean he just be looking.
They are saying
he travels a
that-
lot. You don't have the hat on, by the way. Make sure you put the hat on. Make sure you.
Well,
make
I
sure you
got the
get
allegedly banner. I'm not actually. This is not because this is not me making shit up. People are
Okay.
saying that he's a homosexual.
I mean, you got a profile. Sometimes you just be looking. Sometimes you just want to look, see what's out there.
They said he's a homosexual, and I remember the first time I saw him talking, allegedly with his wife sitting there, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, this is a lavender marriage, because she's a stud auntie. So this is a lavender marriage, and then this is mannerisms, and I was like, he's very happy.
Happy.
He's gay.
Happy, joy. Yeah.
He's gay, joy.
Yeah.
Allegedly speculating, right?
Speculating. Yeah. He's very good at like telling all the lies at one time. That's the fascinating thing.
That's the thing. And so it's like there's nobody more convincing than a gay person who denies their sexuality and hides in the church. Now,
I'm not gay no more.
When the pedophiles do it, they become priests, thinking that, that the church is actually heal them and keep them from it. But the church just keeps parading little boys around them, and they can't help it. Like, it's really bad. Like, the church really serves up little boys to these men that, for all we know, could be seeking refuge and help from God and deciding, I'm going to go be a priest because I've got this thing in me. And then here comes the church, like, putting them on a platter, like, here's 2 little boys just for you. Like, come on, man.
In the dark with you. Yeah.
Right. So that happens. But then also, gay people, I have one in my family who hide themselves in church or get caught up in church so much because they live in shame that they would like to munch on some vagina. And so they go and they do what they call it, I'm getting married to Jesus. And there's some churches that will have a whole ceremony where the single women will wear like bridal wear and they'll all come together under this collective psychosis and they will marry Jesus.
Yeah.
Dr. Hall, have you ever heard of that? Do they do that in Appalachia?
I've never been to one, but I have heard of it. I mean, I've watched it on the YouTubes.
Oh, okay.
So it could be happening out there. People be making certain choices with their religion. So avoid.
There's a video about an Indiana woman that got married to Jesus. Okay. Yeah, no, they do this. They do it. And so what if because he might be allegedly a homosexual, what if Mike Johnson married Jesus?
Well, I mean, Jesus is my homeboy.
I was thinking about Jesus as my homeboy. That's wow. This is very true. That's when the perversion happens and the violence is the denial of self. Like for those that are like the PDFs, it's like if they got help, early intervention. I'm always going to be one of those people. I believe that like you can try to help people. Some people don't even want to try to work with them. But I'm like, if we're talking about reducing the risk of harm, right, to children. Somebody's got to do that work, right? And it's hard and it's extreme, and a lot of people can't stomach it. But what if they were able to say or express to someone, I need help. This is not normal. Something is off in me. Usually trauma, right, Dr. Hall? Sometimes it's some kind of trauma.
Or what you could do is get to the highest office in the land and start to legislate against the very people that you should identify with.
I hadn't gotten there yet. I was actually having a serious moment, Dr. Hall. I thought you was going to join in as the doctor, as the resident psychologist. I thought maybe you were going to have that kind of discourse with me, but you just took it to the punchline, and I wasn't there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I rushed it.
Put a 2 in the chat if I get rid of him right now.
You're doing so well. It was such a good show.
Hour and a half. It was a great show, and now
Tamara, thanks.
I was really making a serious point about this. But anyway.
No, I think legitimately they should be able to get the help they need.
Right. They got it early. Like, what if it was like, when they were, like 20 years old and then you got to them then and were able to give them whatever, whatever supports and treatments, whatever you needed to do.
Absolutely. If we had a society built around mental health and emotional health, then we could have a society that addresses these things early and with
people
actual
don't want to
vigor.
address the
No.
psychiatric disorders that are really harmful and odious and things like that. Everybody will talk about depression and anxiety.
Mhm.
You might talk about bipolar disorder. You might
Mhm.
maybe talk a little bit about,
Mhm.
agoraphobia or something like that.
Sure.
Borderline personality. We
Yeah,
don't go
touch
very
that.
far.
Don't touch that.
People,
That's a lot.
talk about
That's too heavy.
OCD, that might be as far as they go.
Yeah,
But
we
when
know.
it starts getting into these paraphilias and these other
Mhm.
disorders that are severe and that compel people to
Yucky.
do things like physically harm other people, nobody wants to
Yes.
talk about that.
No.
And it's like,
Scary.
did those people ask to be born with that?
Mm-mm.
Did those people ask to go through whatever the trauma that
The
they went through, that
experiences.
the experience that they had that make them like that? No,
Yeah,
they didn't.
yeah.
I know, and people don't want to hear this. Like every time I talk about this stuff, because I am the compassionate person, and if anything, I am just consistent. But people don't actually want to hear this. And so for me, if my goal is always making society a better place, and that means reducing the harm that people experience, especially if I'm talking about women and children, and that is my focus, and we keep seeing this rise. I'm not even a rise. We're now being exposed to just how prevalent the sexual abuse of children is. Shouldn't we be having the conversations about what the hell can we do to stop the people that are doing it before they begin? Nobody wants to talk about that.
Historically, we just try to throw them in a box and ignore them because it's a lot. So you just throw them in jail, and that solves the problem. If it goes away, then it's not a problem.
But the thing is that because so many of them are involved in this stuff, as we can see from the Epstein situation and stuff like
they
this,
find themselves in systems.
It's every
where
letter. It's every level. It's everybody. It's every level. It's all around us. It's in government, law enforcement, healthcare, childcare, sports, the Hollywood, the music industry. It's everywhere. It is. It's in the churches. It's in the mosques. It's in the temples. It's in the synagogues. It's everywhere.
Yes.
It's in the schools. Like it's everywhere. And so for us to actually try to, it's like emptying the ocean with a damn teaspoon.
Right.
So we just kind of just like, we'll just make it nasty and we'll just leave it. And then we just won't do anything. And then more children and more people are being harmed. We just kind of allow it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But anyway, that's it, Dr. Hall. I think this was we talked about a lot. There's a lot going on. It's so like there's some things like I wasn't going to show. Like, everybody's been showing that AI video with them dumping fecal matter on people. Like I'm not going to show that. I don't need to do that. That's ridiculous. And like there's some things I just don't need to show. You know, and it's just
it's absurd.
I thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, you can go to feminisajones.com/merch. You can check out the merch. We do have the hoodies. I actually had to adjust this. This was a little bit off to the side, Dr. Hall. I got a test subject, so I got it early and I was able to catch it, and so now I fixed it. So like when you get it, it's the only one that wasn't centered. So I don't know why that happened, but you know, whatever.
Sometimes.
But I mean, it's a mind trick. Don't stare at my titties long enough to notice. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
So, but
read
the article. Please go to and get the merch. I was telling people online. I was like, my damn housing payment went up $600, Dr. Hall.
Ow, hate to see it.
I need to marry a white man. I need to get a hard wig and marry a white man.
There you go.
I do. There's a white man that probably wants to take care of my every need.
Yep.
And because of my own cultural loyalty.
Look what you're doing out here. Underselling yourself. Undervaluing yourself.
So I love you all. I appreciate you so much. You could also hit up that CashApp one good time, that Venmo one good time. I'm FemJones on both of those things. Absolutely. You could subscribe to my Patreon, patreon.com/FeminisaJones. Every dollar counts. If I got 600 people to give me $1 every month, I could make it through the next 12 months of my housing payment being $600 more each month. And I would really, really appreciate that love and that support, because that's consistent, right? You might not have $12 right now, but you could do, if you did $1 a month, and actually Patreon knocks it down to $10.44. That helps me. And then you're able, and you support me for the whole year. And I really appreciate that. Sometimes people get intimidated. They're like, I only have $5. And I was like, whenever somebody sends me that, I usually send it back too, because it's just like, if this is your last, I'm not going to do that. I appreciate it though. And I appreciate kind words, because I really could use some kind words right now. Like I've been going through a lot, Dr. Hall. I've been going through a lot, and I am more than willing to take the kind words and take the positive energy and the thoughts and, you know, everything, all the things. I welcome all of those. Part of the stuff that I'm dealing with is that financial stuff. And it is kind of like being a single mom and having to grapple with the fact that so much of the work I do is no longer funded, right? Like I was just talking about this with my boyfriend. Like I'm a public speaker who focuses on race and gender, right? And sexuality, all the things that they have slashed funding for. And so I, you know, when at a time when I was once I would get booked every month and, you know, be able to make that money and do what I need to do. It's like, you know, barely getting, everybody's afraid to spend the money. Everybody is, well, they don't even have it because their budgets that they once had for like DEI trainings or facilitations or to have these keynotes come, they're not even doing the conferences anymore because the money is gone. It was supposed to be a diversity conference and how we can grow. They no longer, they no longer have it. They get $50,000 for that conference and now they don't have nothing. So they're not even doing them anymore. So much of what I was doing for several years and sustaining my life, even when I bought this house and everything, they just cut it all. It didn't dry up, Dr. Hall. They cut it. They yanked it and removed it. And so,
weren't you getting a little uppity? You guys were getting a little uppity with all your DEI.
We were doing a whole lot of stuff. And so,
knock down a peg or two.
You know, I do the things that I can. You know, I do adjunct and I do other stuff. I sell the merch and I do this and people will donate, which I really appreciate it. It's like sometimes I'll do this and I'll get like $100. And that's like something I could use for self-care, like maybe get my hair done or maybe get my nails done or whatever. And that's all, that stuff helps too, because I need that. That's how I keep going. So I appreciate you all so
we
much for all the
appreciate you
support.
that you put the time in to come on here every Tuesday at 7 to
and Friday.
And Fridays at 7 and Tuesdays at 7 here on the YouTubes and the Instagrams and sometimes the Facebooks to help people sort of get their way through this information that's happening all the time and build community. So it's really great that you come out here and do this work. And I always appreciate the opportunity to be on the show.
Well, we love having you on here, Dr. Hall. Sometimes I need some balance because, you know, we need somebody who helps us understand and process this too. You know, you being the professional that you are and, you know, the collaborative efforts that we have to try to improve people's mental health. This is a great idea, and this is a great thing. So I do appreciate you for coming, folks.
Episode. Yes,
folks, I won't be able to do this Friday. I am traveling to California. I'll be in Oakland. I posted on Threads and Facebook that I will be doing a meet and greet at Lucy Blue. I think it's called Lucy Blue. At 5 p.m. on Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific time. So if you are in the San Francisco and Oakland area and you'd like to come out and meet me, I'll be there at 5 o'clock. My car service is coming at 7:45 to take me to the airport. So don't think you're going to come at 7:30 and see me when I said 5 o'clock. I'm actually a very punctual person. So that this whole thing that people do, they're like, well, I'll come in, you know, half hour, 45 minutes later and be fashionably late. And it's nothing fashionable about being late. It's actually rude. So I'll be there at 5 p.m. I'll probably be posted up at the bar. Maybe I'll see if they can get me a little spot, depending on how many people come. I had some people already say they're going to come out. So if you're in Oakland, you're in that area, you're in the Bay, come check me out this Saturday, October 25th, 5 p.m. Please leave your weapons at home. I'm not prepared for that right now. So, all right. And we appreciate you all. Go be good. Go do good. For those of you that may be struggling and you rely on SNAP and they're about to cut that off, we are here for you. We're going to try to do what we can to support you all through the mutual aids that are out there.
Furloughed workers. Yes.
We got to, and the shutdown, there's still, you know, day 21. It's not looking good.
They've already missed one check. They're about to miss another.
I'm dealing with some stuff with the government myself, and I can't get through to anybody to handle this situation, which is another part of the stress that I've been dealing with. You know, full disclosure, the government has been double taxing me, and I'm trying to rectify that. And so I can't get through to anybody though. And so you call them and they say there's no live help. So it's been a constant source of stress for me. It's caused me anxiety. It's been, all that stuff. So, I share my business with y'all. But anyway, come out Saturday. Because I am giving a speech. Thankfully, I got, booked for something. And I would love to meet you all. If you bought my book and you want it signed, any of my books, I should say, you want it signed. If you have merch and you want me to like Sharpie it or whatever, I'll be there. Or if you just want to sit and just meet me and just talk and give me some company and buy me a drink and show me some love, I would really love and appreciate that as well. I'm going to try to do more of that going forward too. And locally and other places. I really enjoyed when I got to go out to Pittsburgh and do it with some folks. So hopefully I can maybe recreate that and we can get that vibe going again too. I love you all so very much. Thank you for everything. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for tolerating Dr. Hall. And we will see you next.